Okay, so this should be a short stream. Let's see. Okay, so that's all that I want to do today. Let's see how long I take. I'm thinking there should be a small stream, short stream. Let's see. Cool. Now, what I need to do. Oh, might as well add two over here. Oops, going to hide this preview. Cool. Now what I need to do is figure out way to show all of my screens at once. So that's going to be screen capture. Okay, maybe let's not do Wi-Fi because Wi-Fi separates it out. How else can I? Oh, there's nothing else. There's only Wi-Fi. Should I make a new scene then? Oops, sorry. I'm gonna duplicate this one into all displays. So we go into sources and we enable sounds. Enable built-in. Cool. So now there's one display there and another display here, but I need to put it all together. Even then, I don't know if this really makes a lot of sense. Okay. So the thing right now is, okay, let me put another. So I use kanshi. Kanshi is, okay, so kanshi is how I set up the different profiles on my window manager. So I can do kanshi control switch to dock, and I don't know if you could see it. So yeah, it hides one of the displays. So I mean, it disables one of the displays. So if I were to do kanshi control switch, I think it's dock L, brings it back, but I have no idea what you can see in preview. Let's see what I can do. So this is everything. I'm gonna have to enable preview for a bit. Scenes all displays. Okay, that is one source. That's my camera. I gotta see the other sources. Where are the other sources? Okay, that's built-in camera. That's the audio. Oh, it's locked. Cool. So this is one display. This is also locked, and that is another display. So I'm going to put these over here. And then we're going to add some text labels. Sources, add text. Built in display. Oops. That's huge. Okay, so which one is my built-in display now? Get the top one. So that is built-in display, and we'll have another one. Text. External display. Text external. External display. Okay. So I'm gonna need another one. Can I duplicate a source? Source. I'll just add another one. Call it screen capture. Built in. Oh wait. This is main screen. Add existing. And can I call it a different name or not? Okay, I'm just gonna move this to the back, move it to the bottom. That's my main display. I'm gonna rename this to hybrid preview for a moment. Preview. Disable preview. Cool. Oh yeah, I can still see my built-in display showing OBS and Twitch, and this is external display, which is the main screen. So I'm going to just call this rename to main view. Oh, it renamed both of them. Okay, never mind. Not important. I'm gonna move that out of here. I don't need this. I think I'll keep that off too. Okay, wait, I need to know what I'm looking at, don't I? So this is the external display, and there's built-in display over there. So normally what I do is kanshi control switch dock, and built-in display is supposed to disappear. Is your built-in display stuck? I'm not moving in built-in display. That's because it just went away. But there's no way for me to show it to you. But external display, I am still moving in external display, which is my main display. So if I'm going to do sticky So what are the profiles that I have? I have doc L, doc R, doc, which is what I am using right now. Is also default. I don't even use these. I mostly use these two, but basically there's a lot of profiles, and I do switch between a few of them. So sometimes I do kanshi control switch doc, but then I need to reset it, so I would have to do doc L, and now hopefully you can see everything again. Only this one's wrong. So yeah, external display, built-in display are different because it's supposed to be that way. So this is built-in display where I'm looking at OBS and Twitch, and this is my main display, my external display where, sorry, that's my built-in display where I'm looking at OBS and Twitch. This is my main display where I'm going to be working. So the first thing that I need to do is instant trophy. Is it not possible for me to make it black out when the display goes? It's not. Oh, also I'm hiding my to-do. Just gonna put this over there. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do is see what exactly Rofi does, and this is why Unix is cool. So I was actually thinking I might have to write a whole graphical application to make it easier to switch between all the profiles. So I'll have to go look at all the profiles and then show me the list of profiles, and then like put in all the logic to design a user interface. But that's why Unix is cool. I don't have to do that because I have other tools to do different things, and I can put all of them together. So right now the way that I have to do this is I have to go country control switch doc, which would change the profile to doc. Doc is the name of the profile, by the way, but I don't always have a terminal open, which is why I do super R, which brings up Rofi, and then I do country control switch doc. But because Rofi can take any list, what if I just use Rofi for the graphical interface that I want to have? So first I need to see how Rofi does this. So man Rofi, Windows switcher application launcher is dialog, D menu replacement, and more. There's show mode, there's D menu, E is a message, and this configuration. Run dialog, blah 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 blah. Okay, where's the usage? This is in the workflow is allowing you to quickly switch between blah 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 blah. Okay. There are different modes. Okay, let's see. Where are the modes? Modes. Okay, modes. Mode 1, mode 2, blah 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 blah. That's not what I thought it does. Okay, let's go back. So I could do show combi modes, combi modes, window, drun, run. Okay, Rofi can emulate D menu when it's launched with the D menu flag. Okay. So I was thinking of D menu. Okay, so if I were to do something like, give me a list. What could I call this? Let's just call this app echo Rofi D menu. Oops, D menu. EOM apple banana, yeah, cherry, and there I have all the options because this is what D menu does. Cool. So now I could also type it in, hit enter, and Rofi gives me the output. Pretty simple. This might actually be a very short stream. Nice. So now what I need is, so I just some script which will give me the output, give me a list. Some script is going to give me a list of all the kanshi profiles, which I will push to Rofi with D menu, and then there's one selection that comes out as standard output, and that standard output is going to go in and be replaced with kanshi control switch. Cool. This is actually way easier than I thought. I don't have to do a lot. Cool. So now, okay. So the thing is, my kanshi control config is not that simple. Kanshi. So actually I have different configs. So there's config, there's dummy.config, and there's home hat. So because I want to use kanshi across my setups, right now I only have one config for my home system because this has two displays. And let's see. Man kanshi. Where are the files? This is what's great about Unix. Everything is documented. So like config error is raised. Okay, file format is at kanshi 5. I want to know if it's possible to show the config. Okay, kanshi doesn't show the config. Let's check what kanshi control can do. Reload and switch. Okay, so this is going to be the hard part. Now I need to figure out a way to show the list of all the kanshi profiles, because my config is not simple and there's no way for kanshi to show all of these. Should I look at the source code? At some point, kanshi would have all of it together, but there's no way for me to hack into that. It's going to take too much time. So instead, what we're going to do is tree. So I will have config. What do I have in config? Config includes by host name. What do I have in dummy? Nothing. Okay, because there's an error if I don't have a file. Okay. Okay, so that is the only config that I can have, right? Let's see. Kanshi profile extractor profile X. So this is going to be a shell script, exit on error, if then we will set X. So all this is going to do is give us a list of profiles. The first thing we need to do, man kanshi config file reads its configuration from the xdg config home. From xdg config home kanshi config, if unset, it defaults to config. So there's only one config file for kanshi by default, so there's no global config files. Oops. So I'm going to come back here. Maybe I'll put this on 2. Or do I have a 2? Nothing important. Cool. So the first thing we need to do is read the config file. Config file is equal to xdg config home, which defaults to home/.config. Yeah. /kanshi/config. And now first thing we need to do is make sure there's an actual file. If not bigger than 0, if that's not a file, then throw an error, exit 5. So we just add some descriptive error messages. No config file found. Okay, so config file. First thing we check, oops. First thing is we check that there's an actual config file. Next part is we look for profiles in the config file. So we need a function called get profile, which needs one argument at least. No, just one argument. Let's do only one argument. Then echo need config file return 5. Okay, and if config file, whatever get file is getting is not a real file, then echo config file. Okay, maybe not that. Let's do one is empty because I could pass in a null string. Oh wait, not. And if it is 0, so okay. Okay, so first thing we're doing is we're checking that there is an argument to the function. If there isn't an argument, we need a file. And when we do have a file, we check that it's a real file that actually has content. Am I doing this right? Oops. Man test. File exists and has a size greater than 0. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, if not -s echo config file. I'm gonna call this invalid config file. Okay, and then what we need is grep the word profile, which, okay, we need to look at the config. Man kanshi .5. So kanshi control kanshi. Okay, I'm gonna make this bigger. Let's do. Oops. Okay, making this bigger, bigger, enter. Man kanshi .5. Should do something first. Okay. There's a list of profiles. Each profile has an optional name. Okay, the name is optional. That's complicated. And contains profile directives delimited by brackets. So it's going to be profile something something something. Profile nomad, profile name, profile directives. Okay. And there's also includes. So sorry, that is way too loud. Let me mute my. I let my coffee sit too long and now it's just water. Or the ice melted. Okay. Output directives may be specified in a bracket delimited block as well. Not sure what that is. These defaults apply. Okay, output defines defaults for output directives inside profile definitions. Okay. Directives may be specified in bracket delimited block as well. What does that mean? Okay. So it can be outside or can be inside. These defaults only apply when respective output is mentioned in a specific profile. For example, the following two profiles are equivalent. Output EDP scale 1 profile, manual scale 2. Uses defaults. Got it. Then there's includes another file from path, expands, shell syntax, keyword expansion. Profile directives are followed by space separated character. Arguments can be quoted with if they contain spaces, blah 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 blah. Okay, none of this is directly relevant to what I'm trying to do, so the only thing I need to look at is profile name. Okay, so the profile name is everything from the word profile up to the first curly brace. So we need profile followed by a bunch of characters up to a curly brace. And then we pass in the file. Okay. Okay, I think we'll stop with that for now because I need to do another thing, which is get the includes. Okay, because I could do get profile on the config file, but I don't have a config file. Or rather, my config file is empty, it doesn't have any profiles in it. Get includes. We will need all of these again. Put all of this in its own function. Ensure valid config file. Why have I been working without syntax highlighted? Okay, so instead of that, we will do ensure valid config file. Config file. So we don't need this because that's already there. And we're gonna add in a return over here. I forgot about that. Okay. Doing something wrong. Help fold. How do I create a fold with a motion? Creating folds? Okay, it's small f. Cool. Cool. ZF. There. Okay. Delete this line. Ensure valid config file. Then we do ensure valid config file on one, and get includes, which is going to be grepping the word grepping. Okay, let's do a fixed string include, which actually has to be the first letter of this first word. Maybe there are optional spaces, so now it's not a fixed string, it's okay. I'm gonna have to ensure this is the config file. Oops. From one, and we will need only the first word, right? Okay, I'm gonna do, oops, get, wait, this is not get profile, this should be called get profiles from config file So now I need to decide where I store my profiles. This is hard. Where can I store my profiles? Because I'm using POSIX shell, and POSIX shell has no arrays. I could just keep putting it into a string, but what if this is empty? If I use set, would it work? It would. It would work. It would work. It would work. So what I would have to do is set followed by deleting all. Wait, I can't delete all spaces. I actually don't know if profile can contain spaces, if a profile name can contain spaces. Each profile has an optional name and contains a new profile. A name can be specified, but it's optional. Is there anything about spaces? Arguments can be quoted with double quotes. Profile directives are followed by space separated arguments. Arguments can be quoted with quotes if they contain spaces. What can the profile name contain spaces? I have no idea. Hopefully not. It's very complicated. Okay, so what do I do now? Well, if I'm using set in the end, all I have to do is echo everything. But I don't want it to end. I need it to be line separated. That's how the menu works. So TR. I can't just do TR space. Okay, so I'll have to do for profile in, assuming there are spaces, do echo profile done. So that's how it's supposed to end. So the first thing is do we get profiles from config file, and then we get includes from config file, which is going to give us a list while read. How do I do that? Read R. I'm just going to do bash help m read. Keep forgetting which flag it is. Do not allow backslashes to skipping characters. Okay, it's R. While read R, ignore that, and wait. No, this is going to be files. While read included file, do get profiles. Okay, this is just included file. Done. Can an included file include another file? Probably. But then how do I get included files from that? I would have to get includes, but that's going to be recursive. Maybe I should make it recursive. Could I do that? Country profile extract. So if there's an include, I call country profile extract on that file, so it gets more okay. And it's gonna encode that. Not sure. Okay, for now I'll just keep this simple. I'm just gonna do one level of includes because I don't have more than that, so I don't need to do it. Get includes from config file. While read included file, do get profiles from included file. This is going to be a bit of a problem because included file. I need to expand this. Should I maybe not quote it? Would that help? Because there's glogs and okay, glogging would not work within quotes, so okay, let's see how this goes. Oops. Set has an invalid option on line 3. Oops, this is supposed to be E. I got nothing. That's not what's supposed to happen. Okay, where did you fill me? That's weird. Okay, grep profile blah 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 on config would not get anything. That's expected. Get includes ensure valid config file. Got it. This came out empty. Why did this come out empty? That's weird. Sorry. Okay, so there's something wrong with my grep. Okay, let's see, I do include that works. First word and then spaces. Oh wait, wait, I said, okay, it could be nil. My bad. So it's gonna be, so now if I were to do got invalid config files, why? Wait, also it didn't, it's not supposed to be 0. How did it, how did that happen? Echo invalid config file, return 1, but it still set 3 empty strings. How does that work? Ensure valid config file include. Get profiles include. Okay, I need to. Okay. I need to change that. Echoing the wrong path. So grep, and then should I do a set or should I do a read? While read. I guess I could read. Read, ignore the first part. Have a file. Do echo file done. While read r. Oops. Okay, for readability's sake, we're going to put this on 2 lines. Best viewers on streambo.com. Not interested, but thank you. Okay. We still don't have anything. Why do we not have anything? Ensure add files. Because this is not expanding. So how do I set this to word expand? How can I word expand? Okay, where are we not at word expanding? We do echo get includes while read. Is there word expansion on assignment? So if I were to do something like variable is equal to there is, so if I do something like that followed by id u echo variable does expand. So if I was going to say something like expand this is equal to this, now this is a string, echo expand this, and then now we do variable is equal to expand this. So does variable get expanded? It does not. Could do eval expand this, and okay, but is it safe to use eval like that? Bash help eval. What is eval do? Execute arguments as a shell command. Combine args into a single string, use the result as input to the shell, and execute. Oh no, that's not what I want. What else could I do? Oh, been 46 minutes. I didn't think this would take so long.
ITV has so many great recommendations. Yeah, serves up the best.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so what else could I do? What else could I do? I get a list of strings, but the strings don't expand. And how do I expand a string when I'm calling it to another function? Okay, so this expansion is happening here. Well, I suppose I could do something like eval included file is equal to and then to include file. Would this work? Oh, it did. Oh, that's real. So it. Well, it's setting something. Actually, that is correct. That's what it's supposed to do, but it keeps doing invalid file because it's okay. Maybe it's because these are symlinks, but if it's a symlink, it's supposed to not work, but it's still working. Can test follow symlinks and test symlink symbolic link. Except for H and L, all file-related tests dereference symbolic links. Beware that parentheses need to be escaped. Okay, so does this is the same in ZSH? No, shell. Where can I check that? Doesn't seem like I could find it. Oops. Nope. Oh, okay, maybe here. Wow, that's a lot. There are a lot of tests. What is this called? Conditional expressions. Conditional expressions are used by the component and the test and built-in commands to test file attributes. Expressions are found by handle several when using sort lexicographically using the current locale. If file exists and the block special. Okay, let's see if there's anything about dereferencing here. There isn't. Okay. Maybe I just stop with file like this. Wait, why is wait, let's do test s dot config kanshi config. Oh wait. Oh. No wait. It was S before I changed to E now. Okay. Why is it saying invalid config file? Let me check this. This expanded. Good. It's supposed to. Why? So why did it say invalid config file? Where else? Oh wait, I didn't say it for the first time. Okay, included file is that. Get profiles. Oh wait. So the glob expanded. This one has also expanded. That's good. Good. Wasn't sure about eval, but it's getting the job done, so I'm just gonna go with it. Eval included file is equal to this. Should be safe because maybe it's not that safe, but for now I'm gonna go with it. Okay. Could eval. No, I'm gonna leave this as. Okay, so we did set all of this together. Why did we set it together? I do not know, but we will have to split that, but I can wait. Problem is, why is this empty? Because we did set it. Is this just not supported in POSIX? Okay, let me go this one by one. First thing, this file. Oh wait, this is an empty file. It's dummy. What do I do? Okay, I'm just not gonna do this. I'm just gonna do exists. I think exists is good enough, even if it's empty, because so now there's no errors. There's also no output, which is weird, but we'll get to that. Okay, so I need. I could do this with read again. Let's do it with read. Okay, so get profiles will do that. Pipe while read something that we ignore. Profile name, something that we ignore. Safe reading, do echo profile name in quotes. Cool. So now if I do this, it's not supposed to be one. Okay, it's coming together as one because I put this in quotes. So I take these off. I take these off. Good. So we're setting it correctly, but I still can't seem to access them. Why is set not working? Prevent globbing and word splitting. Included file may not be assigned. Ignore all that. Wait. Do that. Still nothing. Where am I going wrong? Because I am very sure this is how it works. Okay, let's look at the POSIX spec. POSIX 2004. Wait, but this might not be 2004. Okay, let's look at the spec anyway first. Shell and utility, shell command language, redirection, word expansion, shell command. I'm just gonna go into something. Set. Okay, these are called built-ins now, I remember. Shell commands, lists, shell grammar, special built-ins, set. That's the form that I'm using. Oh wait, I could probably set it now. No, okay. One by one. Set. With the special argument, immediately follow the set command. Wait. Special argument immediately following the set command. Okay, that was too small. There. Special argument double hyphen immediately following the set command name can be used to delimit the arguments if the first command begins with or to prevent. Wait. The remaining argument shall be assigned in order to the positional parameters. The special parameter shall be set to reflect the number of positional parameters. Oh, this is what I'm trying to do. The remaining argument shall be assigned in order to the positional parameters. The special parameter pound shall be set to reflect the number of positional arguments. All positional parameters shall be unset before any new values are assigned. So this is exactly what we need. Is it just not the same in older formats? Is that why this is not working? I thought this was always the case. If the first argument is blah, the special argument immediately following the set can be used to delimit the arguments if the first argument begins with this or No, this is correct. This is definitely correct. Okay, one more thing. If no options argument shall write the name blah blah blah. Each name shall okay blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Okay, there's no way I can use it to set a value. Options, argument. Okay. Okay, one more thing. When this option is set, when any command fails, the shell immediately exits. It should have exited. Why did it not exit? The E setting shall be ignored only in while until if or elif. If an exit status of a compound command other than with result of failure while E is being ignored, then E shall not apply to this command. Subshell environments in which command substitution is performed during word expansion. Oh, the failure of any individual command in multi-command pipeline or any of the subshell environments in which command substitution is performed during word expansion shall not cause the shell to exit. That's weird, because I thought that was... Sometimes it did exit. Maybe there were special circumstances. I don't fully understand what happened here. Okay, that's secondary. Oh wait, false command causes subshell to exit without executing the echo. However, echo 2 is executed because the exit state of the pipeline cat is 0. False command causes subshell and command to exit without executing echo. The exit state of subshell is ignored and then the shell then executes. Okay. I don't know. But we leave that as it is. Coming back to why this is not working. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Okay, I'm just going to do echo. Why is it empty? Oh, because it's part of why. Oh, this is in a pipeline. Got it. That makes sense. That makes total sense. So, whoops. Is there something that I can do for that? Wait, let's look at the spec. Pipe, not pipe. What's it called? I remember reading something about this. Last pipe. There it is. No, there's only one thing, not this one. Maybe it was only bash. This one. Ext glob and the last pipe can only be simulated by not using a pipe. You need to explicitly run the last command of the pipeline in the current shell and redirect it input. Wait, what? Hold on. You can zoom this. Last pipe. Make FIFO baz input foo bar into baz input and baz input. Okay. Make FIFO baz input foo bar into baz input. In the background, baz input. Last pack can only be simulated by not using a pipe. You need to explicitly run the last command of the pipeline in the current shell and redirects. I mean, I might just do this. That's probably the only one that will work right now. Trying to make ffcast clean, blah 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 blah. There is one line. Last is only how do I see? Okay. So this was cool. So they were asking how to do it, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted to know what the last pipe option is. Alright, let's last pipe. If set in job control is not active, the shell runs the last command not executing the background of the current shell environment. But that is bash. We don't have bash. So we are going to kind of want to do this named FIFO thing. How does make FIFO work? It's not something that's in the shell. Should I do that or should I not? I think I would. Okay, so we delete all this, we paste it over here, delete this, okay, so we do the get includes, loop is running in the current shell. Process substitution is undefined. There's no process substitution. What are you talking about? I'm confused. That is hers. Yeah, this is supposed to work in process shell, right? Apparently not. It's fine. I know the script will work because I've done this before. Process substitution is undefined. So in the end, I guess this is more of a bash script. But it's a bash script that works. So if I do... Oh, no, it's because I had this. But I also have an empty line. So we're gonna do if 0 profile, then continue fee, and need to coat this. Nice. Should I sort it? I should sort it. But how do I sort it? Okay, let's just sort. Should be fine. So now I will do kanshi profile x, pipe to 2 row feed d menu, pipe it to x arms r, and then n1 node. Yeah, you can only get one, so that's not a problem. You don't need r also because you cannot get null. So it goes into x args kanshi control switch. Woo! So now if I change it to dock, nice. I have finished. It only took me an hour. Not bad. So now I need to put this on standoff. Oops. Standoff is done. Only the space and binding. Cool. So why do I have a readme here? Cannot keep this directly empty. It needs to create. I won't get to create it. Okay. Cd make adopt dot oh wait. Okay, local live exec profile. Okay, now this is inside. Why do I have a, okay, I'm not gonna look at that right now. Git add dot local live exec, and we also need to change my sway config. Sway config. We need a new binding. Let's see. Where do I put this? What else? What is this similar to? Similar to run, but yeah. I don't know if I have one. Okay, let's see Rofi. Set menu. So menu is there. Find sim mod plus alt mod 1 plus s. Oh wait, I already have that. Yeah, that's my sticky. Maybe I'll change sticky to X. Super Alt X, Super Alt K. Not sure what to call this. Okay, since there's new kanshi, I'm gonna put this over here. Exec is gonna be Kanshi profile X, pipe to Rofi D menu, pipe to X args, Kanshi control switch. Okay, so I just need to set the binding. What do I call this? Super Alt K for kanji, Super Alt D for display, Super Alt D, Super Alt K, Super Alt D is fine. Let me reload. Okay, Super Alt D. That did not work. Oh, there. Nice. Very nice. I am done. Oops. My security key is not plugged in. Oh, wait. How do I do this again? Hold on. Okay, maybe I will not show this on screen, so I'm gonna go back to default, git config. Oh, it's set to my other signing key, but I don't want that signing key. It's supposed to be a different signing key. I forgot how I do that. Let's see. Ah, got it. I still need to check if my key works. Kanshi profile switch up. Did not work. That's because my SSH agent isn't working. I need to load it. So it's SSH add K. Cool. Kanshi profile switcher. Oh, come on. SSH add. Oh, I didn't set it properly. There was a space in there. I should have noted that. So for the last time, git commit kanshi profile switcher. Oh, come on. User signing key is equal to else can we change? Okay, I can get config into codes gpg.format. gpg.format is equal to ssh, get config gpg.program is also ssh, and then kanshi profile switcher. I'm just gonna copy this in case this doesn't work again. Oh, come on. Cannot load public key, blah 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 blah, no such file or directory. I finished everything and then now I'm stuck figuring out how to sign my git commit. How wonderful. Oh, I copied too much. Did not notice that. Whoops, that's so silly. Hey, it worked. And that's done. Now I have a new keybind. That lets me change. Maybe I'll change the keybind. I don't like this that much. But yeah. Ta-da! Oh, I don't have access to that. Alright. Well, that is done. Goodbye for today.